When it comes to clamps, the most common clamp that we're familiar with is what's known as a gear clamp. This consists of a screw mechanism and a band with helical slots that match the pitch of the thread on the screw. So that when, for example, you take a screwdriver and you turn the screw, it tightens the clamp. To the casual observer, all gear type clamps are the same. But actually, that's pretty far from the truth. Although this particular clamp has a stainless steel band, it is actually an inexpensive low-end clamp because the screw mechanism and the housing that the screw goes into are made from carbon steel, which of course will rust and corrode and eventually fail. Tech Team clamps are high quality. We use a stainless steel screw and stainless steel screw housing in addition to the stainless steel band. This makes a clamp that's going to give you many years of good service. This low-end clamp can only be tightened by using a slot-style screwdriver or a 5/16 inch socket. Tech Team 6, 8, and 12-inch clamps give you 3 different options for tightening the clamp. You can use a number 2 Phillips screwdriver, which of course is a great choice. You can use a slotted screwdriver, which is another good choice. Or you can use a 5/16 socket either on a ratchet, or you can use a nut driver, which is a great choice because it securely grips the screw head. Tech Team 3 and 4-inch clamps have a toggle key type arrangement that makes tightening the clamp in tight spaces an easy one-handed operation. Tech Team 3 and 4-inch clamps have a 12.7 millimeter or otherwise half-inch width band. When we move up to more serious work, Tech Team's 6, 8, and 12-inch clamps have a band that's 14 to 14.1 millimeters wide, otherwise known as 9/16, to give superior strength and longevity. One of the most common applications for a 4-inch clamp for a do-it-yourself or a homeowner is installing a dryer vent. Although we don't have a clothes dryer sitting right here, you can just imagine that this is pretty typical of the exhaust tube that comes out of the back of a typical dryer. This is a very typical flex hose dryer vent hose. The objective here is to connect the 2 of them so that there's no leakage. This is pretty much what we're going to see coming out of the back of the dryer, and we're going to see this end, which has been formed like this to reduce it in size a little bit so that the end of the flex vent tube can go over it. The first thing to do is to fit our clamp over either the flex tube or the dryer vent exhaust. And then you want to work the tube over the dryer vent exhaust and then move your clamp over to it, and now you can see here you can manage to do this with just one hand as opposed to having to get in there with a screwdriver or something else and try to tighten this, which can be a real bear, particularly if you're working in a real tight spot, which is pretty much typical behind a clothes dryer. And there you go, perfect application for the 4-inch hose clamp.